Hey, Jules Bless Vegan, and as always, thank you so much for checking in. I am stressed. I am just stressed out. It's internal. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things going on in my life, as always, from family to, what's required of me at work and everything else. But I'm kind of having some internal, it may be more anxiety than stress, but let's just say that the anxiety is showing itself or presenting itself as stress. So I do accept that there may be some anxiety. And what is the main thing right now? The main thing is that a couple weeks ago, I posted a picture of me as part of my drill team, dance group. And tonight is that reunion finally. And some people that I thought were going aren't. And they would have kind of been buffers for me a little bit. Because even though I seem so outgoing and stuff, I do struggle in crowds. I do it. I push through every time. But internally, I have a struggle. And I was going to have some buffers that aren't going to be there. And I just want to, trust the process anyway. But the other thing about it is that it's a 2.5 hour drive each way. So that's kind of a big deal too. And it's a potluck in someone's home. I felt a lot safer when it was going to be at a restaurant, because it'd be, less personal and I could order whatever I wanted or not. And this is in someone's home, which, just by virtue of the setting is more intimate. So I'm kind of stressed. The other thing is I'm completely engaged in trying to eat better. I'm part of the Tanny Raw Reset. You can look that up in the search engine if you're not familiar. And I'm just trying to really be on my game. And so I don't like to subject myself to situations that might be hard for me. And I can often get through a situation, but when it's done, I make up for it when I'm alone. Like, that's a tendency of mine. So the other thing is I don't like social situations to be more than one, in a little given period of time. So yesterday, my students had what's called a table party, and they were able to bring treats and things to share. And the parents are very generous and more than provided. I don't even want to say the foods because I don't want to trigger you, but many of them were, let's just say, cooked foods, and a lot of them were sweets. And those are triggers for me. So I did have the grace to hurry up and prep the food and take care of them. And then I sat there and humbly ate my fruit with greens, which, was fine. And I, made it through the day. As a result, though, I wanted cooked food for dinner. And cooked food in itself isn't a crime. It's a trigger for me. It's kind of my gateway drug. Whenever I eat cooked food, I just want more food of other kinds that aren't on my food plan. So anyway, by God's grace, I made it through last night as well. They were having a thing for teachers, what are those called? Where everyone goes and has a drink, happy hour, right? A happy hour for teachers, which I chose not to partake in because I was like, I already made it through the children's party. There's no way I'm subjecting that to myself, And there's alcohol and stuff, and that has been a trigger for me at times. So, no. But then today, here is this other party, and it's going to be a ton of food. And it even said, bring food, bring your favorite alcohol. It did say or drink, but I just know there's a lot of food and alcohol. I'm going to humbly bring my, lemon soda water for fun and a vegetable tray. But the truth is I don't even want to eat there. But I'll probably eat before and just be very social, and maybe I'll pretend that, I don't know, that I'm on antibiotics and can't have any alcohol, and that I had another engagement and ate before I went. I mean, those are fibs that I don't mind telling. So anyway, I'm just stressed out, but, hopeful. I still feel like I have enough tools in my, tool bag to make it. It's just a lot. And of course, part of me wants to run and just say, sorry, something came up. And it wouldn't be a total lie. We are having weather, and I have to get through the Cajon Pass, which often has snow, and I don't have chains. So whether I get stuck down the hill or can't make it through, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to breathe. But speaking of breathing, that's what I was going to say. And I'm going to include this in the description because I thought this was a really good one. And what it is like 30 quick solutions for stress, for internal stress. Just dealing with internal stress. And no surprise, the very first one is breathe. To take a moment to breathe. And just like Tanny Roth suggests, it's that inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe. So that's the number one. Number 2, do one small thing. What is one small obtainable thing that you can do and feel good about? Changing a light bulb, finishing a grocery list, whatever the small thing is. Another one, and I love this, is ask someone to pray for you. Sometimes just knowing that somebody else, 1, knows what your struggle is, and 2, is on the case. Like, I'm a prayer warrior. You can tell me anything, and it will be heard. So ask someone to pray for you. Take a walk. Yesterday I was all kind of crazy at school, and I was looking at the field, and I thought, that is a gigantic field if I walk around the perimeter of it. And I just went and busted it out. And some teachers were like, what are you doing, Miss McCants? How come you're on the other side of the gate? Why are you stuck in the field? And I was like, it's all good. Just took a walk. Take a walk just for around the block one time. Write for 5 minutes about everything you're feeling in that moment. Just brainstorm it. Just shred it after, Just throw it away after. Or make it, turn it into a list of to-dos at some point if that doesn't stress you out. Another big theme is gratitude, of course. And some people do have a gratitude journal, but we're supposed to know that having gratitude tends to eradicate, which means to get rid of stress. So 1 is read something encouraging. Those little thoughts for the day that I read, those are a great reflection. They're very encouraging for me. But it was saying that if you don't know one, you could go to Reader's Digest online. It's called Pass It On, all one word. PassItOnOnline.com. And it gives just quick little thoughts. Make a list of 10 things that you're grateful for. Just really quick. What am I so happy for? And this is a quote. It says, when we count our blessings and acknowledge their source, the warmth we feel is God's unconditional love for us. How great is that? I love that. Another one, watch a funny video. I was freaking out at school yesterday, and I was like, oh, God, we had just gotten back from a 2-week break. The kids were out of control. I felt off my game. And at recess, I put on just a really fun Meghan Trainor video, and I just danced my head off for 3 minutes, and it changed my whole everything. It changed everything. But also funny videos, like on YouTube, the one with cats, or clips of night talk shows, whatever. This one is do a Sudoku. Sudoku. I can't even say that right. Oh my gosh, I'm more tired than I think. Anyway, I know what it is. It's a quick crossword puzzle using numbers, right? Sudoku. Wow. You probably know it. Anyway, Sudoku, which I'm totally familiar with, but I cannot get that out. Isn't that funny? Smell something good. I know a lot of the people talk about their oils. For me, because of my asthma, I don't do any fragrances if I can help it at all, except for natural. Like, my hands still smell like the grapefruit and oranges that I had earlier today, which is such a rush for me. But I can't do those concentrated oils. Ooh, but I know people enjoy them. So, smell something great. Take a moment. Switch to decaf coffee. This is another thing. It says when you're feeling stressed, you need something that's going to help you right now. What is it right now? And all these things are very immediate. So switching to decaf could ease your life. Taking a moment to stretch. God, it feels good. I do that with my students. My Samsung smartwatch will say, get moving. And all of a sudden it'll ask me to do, 5 whatevers. And usually like a torso twist. And I stop the class and say, torso twist. And we all jump up and do it. And it's pretty great. It gets us moving and it just feels good. Chew a piece of gum to get rid of that tension. They have natural gum. It's called chicle, right? It's made from the chicle plant. So if you're not comfortable with all the nightmare in gum, that is something you can consider. Set 3 goals for the rest of the day. Again, small, achievable goals. What are they? This says every single moment is a chance to turn it around. You're not kidding. Number 15, call your mom and tell her that you love her. Even if she's in heaven. You know, my father's birthday was, the day before yesterday. And I had my students sing happy birthday to him in heaven. And it was as exciting as if he were there. And I felt really good, just being close to my dad. Say no to something. If you're so overwhelmed, say no. And get the freedom of that. I said no to something yesterday. I can't remember what it was, but it was so great. I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I stressing myself out more? And it worked out fine. Somebody else did it, Let somebody else serve. Just a side story. I remember years ago when I was like 19 or 20, I was just before going to college, I was doing 5 different services at the church. I was literally a lector, so I was doing the readings, I was in choir, I was making the weekly bulletin, I was serving in the rectory, to help the priest. And there was something else and I was teaching religious education. I was doing all those things, just superhero stuff, kind of under the premise that nobody else would. That everybody else had declined and they desperately needed people. And I did all of that. But I will tell you, the minute I had to go away to school, 5 people stepped up. And each one of them, unburdened, took 1 job each instead of 5. No one's running around with their head cut off. And I thought, the message there was that in saying no, it allows someone else to step up and serve. So there's actually grace in not being a superhero. I had to learn that. That was just such a rude awakening. I couldn't believe it. So there's freedom in saying no to something. Another one. Sorry, I have one of those computers. I just want to try and go back because they're all so good. This is actually a list of 30, by the way, but they're quick. Put on a good vibe song, like I said. I partied my head off. That's why I was so attracted to Tanny Ross. She has such a great jam. And I was listening to Bruno Mars. Oh my gosh. I was like, I can't even think. Michelle for that white gold that near. I can't even think. Friday night in the city. What is that one? Girl, you're looking so pretty. Wow, I'm more tired than I know, people. But who cares? I'm pressing on. I already did 40 minutes on the rebounder to make up for the day I was injured. And, eat breakfast. I'm doing it right. But anyway, I can't even think of that. It'll come to me. Okay, so good vibe song. Doing 10 quick jumping jacks, 10 sit-ups, and 10 push-ups. Yeah, that's a no for me. But hey, if it works for you. Pray the Serenity Prayer. And I have a whole video on the Serenity Prayer. If you didn't see that, you should, because the full version of the Serenity Prayer is so powerful. But just really quickly, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I say that all day long. Have a healthy snack. A healthy snack to just get your, cells going. Spend 5 minutes just learning something, actually opening your mind and ears and heart to something you're not familiar with. Spend time in just quiet reflection. I do that in my car. I call it a chapel on wheels sometimes, and I just quietly sit in my car and just talk with God, just the 2 of us. No help from a Christian radio station, no help from anything, just us. What's up, God? I'm doodle. Just draw for fun. Oh my gosh, I'm the queen of doodling. It's so embarrassing because we're having like a major meeting. And just to detract, I sit there doodling like a little kid. This is another quote. It says, recall a great memory. Close your eyes and immerse yourself in the memory and relive it for the moment. Write down 3 self-affirmations. I am, I am, I am. I'm still putting myself down. I know that. But, I am blessed. I am joyous. I am intelligent. I am, smart. I am provided for. I am happy. Some of the I ams, 3 of them. Listen to classical music. I love classical music. I think it's so beautiful, but somehow it stresses me out. So I'm going to skip that one too. Wash your hands and face. Oh, yes. Because I don't wear makeup of any kind. Not news to anyone. I can just go in the school bathroom and just put freezing cold water on my face without consequence. That is a blessing. I love that one. Recall a great memory. So this is another quote. You will learn through this journey that the more mindfully aware you become throughout your day, the more you will find pockets of time, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, to nurture yourself. Wow, I'm going to reread that. You will learn through this journey that the more mindfully aware you become throughout your day, the more you will find pockets of time, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, to nurture yourself. Wow. That's by Greg Bartaro. Squeeze something. So, those stress balls that kids love to squeeze. Not a student's neck per se, it's illegal. I had to joke. Write down 10 dreams. What are just 10 dreams, hopes, goals, best intentions that you have? And this one, in that whole gratitude thing, write a thank you note. Might even write a thank you note to yourself. Write a thank you note just out of nowhere. It just puts a smile on someone's face and just makes their day. Okay, I'm going to include this in the comments because it's pretty fantastic. Don't be threatened that it was produced by Dynamic Catholic. I'm not asking anyone to be Catholic. I'm not asking anyone to be Christian. I'm not asking anything. My faith is so precious to me, I would never put it on someone. I would rather live by attraction, and if someone came along, I would say right on. But it's such a gift for me. I am definitely a girl who's not preaching to anyone. I am just walking through my life, trying to be hopeful and, healthy and love people. That's my goal, peeps. So that was for me, but I hope it helped you in some way. So I'm going to reduce my stress by thinking about some of those. Let me put it into action. I'm going to put it into action right now. So to put it into action, I am going to write 10 things, 10 reasons I was grateful to be on drill team and grateful for those people so that I can walk in with just excitement and love in my heart. And I am going to listen to a fun song and dance. And one more, I'm going to stretch. So 10 things that I'm stoked about drill team for, and keep those in the front of my mind. I'm going to stretch, and I already forgot the other one because that's how tired I am. Are you kidding me? What was the other one? Oh yeah, I'm going to dance to something fun. Oh my gosh, people. Welcome to Saturday. I love Saturdays, but if I don't have like totally specific things going on, I just surrender to the fact that I'm exhausted. And luckily I did not go back to bed, and I won't, but I just want to be down a little because I bust chops all week long, right? So anyway, cheers to you. Cheers to Saturday. Thank you for checking in. Let me know which one of those you want to commit to. They're fast, they're achievable, and they may ease not only anxiety, but whatever internal stress you have. And until we talk again, my friends, thank you again for being here. Like if you like, join us if you haven't. Know that I'll come tomorrow, God willing, and the creek don't rise, like my husband says. And be blessed.